Two young boys carved by the frontier were born nearly a decade apart. Pat Garrett on June 5, 1850, in Chambers County, Alabama, and Henry McCarty, later Billy the Kid, in New York City on November 23, 1859. Garrett's childhood was carved from sawdust and steel. His father ran a small sawmill. His mother tended Civil War wounded, and by 16 he was an orphan riding alone into Texas. He joined buffalo hunters along the Red River, packing hides for railroads and surviving a deadly shootout that never saw a court. His aim earned him a reputation as a dead-eye marksman. By the mid-1870s, Garrett drifted to Fort Sumner, New Mexico territory, working as a bartender and bronco buster for rancher Pete Maxwell. He learned frontier justice under open skies, sleeping under stars and tracking wounded steers by sunrise. His 6'2" frame and quiet resolve made him a natural deputy when Lincoln County erupted in violence. In 1877, a poker game changed everything. At the Oriental Saloon, Garrett watched a lean, gap-toothed youth shuffle cards with fearless confidence. That was Henry Bonney, Billy the Kid. For a few months they shared campfires, Garrett teaching patience, Billy showing him how to read a man by the twitch of an eye. They drank under starlight, argued over whose life was harder, and laughed like brothers. Then the badge went on one chest and a price on the other. In March 1880, backed by powerful ranchers tired of rustling, the voters elected Garrett sheriff of Lincoln County. He pinned on his star and stepped onto a dusty porch once shared with a friend. When he offered Billy a ride home, the kid tipped his hat and rode away. Their friendship ended in a moment tighter than any noose. Violence exploded in the Lincoln County War. Billy the Kid joined vigilante regulators. Garrett led posses after renegades. In December, rumors swirled that the Kid lay holed up at Stinking Spring. Garrett surrounded the adobe at dawn, called for surrender, and a single bullet through the thigh convinced a laughing Billy to step into the cold morning. Garrett hauled him back alive, the rope measured for a hangman's knot. But Billy grinned on the ride in, joking about coffee and freedom. The Kid escaped the courthouse on April 28, 1881, killing deputies Bell and Ollinger in the chaos. Garrett was branded a failure, humiliated that the boy he once called friend slipped through his grasp. The legend grew. Newspapers mocked the sheriff's badge as a circus prop. Ranchers whispered that Garrett had let the Kid go on purpose. Garrett could have vanished into obscurity, but he chose to write the story instead. In 1882, he published The Authentic Life of Billy the Kid, a first-person account he co-authored with ghostwriter Ash Upson. The book justified his version of events, but lit a fire under the Kid's legend, turning a wanted outlaw into a martyr of the frontier. By that point, Garrett's own legend was eclipsed. He moved on, appointed U.S. Customs Collector under President Roosevelt, promoted irrigation projects, and served as a professional witness in court battles. But money troubles and political enemies dogged him. On February 29, 1908, a single shot rang down a lonely New Mexico road, felling the man who had hunted the West's most infamous outlaw. Wayne Brazel walked free, claiming self-defense. Rumors swirled of cattle barons and old vendettas, the same forces that once drove Garrett after Billy. Pat Garrett died with more questions than answers. Did he kill a friend or preserve a myth? His book sold thousands of copies, yet historians still debate his version of that midnight shootout. No court, no jury, and no body ever settled the truth. In the end, Garrett's life was shaped by the same frontier code he enforced: loyalty measured by steel, justice meted out at dawn, and stories told long after the gun smoke cleared. His legend rides on in every lawman's star and every outlaw's shadow, proof that on the frontier, history is never as simple as hero versus villain. It's the gray line between the two. Join us around the fire again soon for the third video in this series on Pat and Billy. Till then, partner, keep your powder dry, your story straight, and your boots out of the fire. And never trust a quiet saloon.